Ho ho ho! It's the motherfucking Final Cut Half Cut Christmas edition with me, Jason Winter, and
You said you were going to do it in a sad tone of
I
voice.
did say I'd do ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. There we go. That's my Christmas Santa voice.
Sound like Brian Blessed.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the inspiration.
And on the
Yeah. Big tomatoes. That's the saying that he says.
Yeah. I'm not taking your word for it.
No, yeah. You know, Gordon's alive. That's that sort of thing. I've got a career in this, mate, and you. Anyway.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know anything that Brian Blessed says or does.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
I just know him for that tone
Gordon's
of voice.
alive.
I don't actually know what he does.
I just say hello, I'm Brian Blessed, but I've done that impression for years, so that's sort of a throwback for me, you know.
Ah, fair.
Yeah. How are you, mate?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
Not very well, but I'm doing all right.
It's Christmas.
Good for me. Yeah, Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Yeah.
As Noddy Holder should be screaming into your ears.
Yeah, and we've just been told we're.
Yeah, fucked.
We're
all fucked. I like how our virtual way of connecting the podcast. You know, we've been getting through this and providing quality entertainment all year round.
Yes.
Now the you know, remember, in Batman, old matey says,
Which Batman?
Dark Knight. Harvey Dent says the night is darkest just before the dawn. Whoever dawn is. So you know, hopefully, come February, in the future there will be society. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. That sounds like.
And in the meantime, Christmas honor ones. Are you looking forward to spending a very lonely Christmas, Nick?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like because I'm with my family, but I still lock myself in my room every Christmas.
Yeah.
They seem like good people, as far as I can tell. I make an appearance.
You haven't completely determined.
No, I just retreat into my room and play video games. As is Christmas tradition in my household.
Fair play, mate. Fair play. Well, despite lockdowns, coronavirus, pandemics, whatever, what have you, etc., you still have Christmas movies to watch. You still have stuff to watch. There's still shit out there. There's still Christmas films I haven't seen. I haven't seen that one where the bloke becomes Santa. Where he kills Santa.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
With Tim Allen.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Which is an existential nightmare of questions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of films like that. So I wanted to discuss the Christmas movie, what your favourite Christmas movies are, Nick, what your most detestable Christmas movies are, and the Die Hard debate, obviously, got a bit of news, it's a bit relevant now, because John McTiernan, the director of Die Hard, this week said there is a Christmas movie in a very bombastic rant about art, politics, and the world, and really, he's fucking mental. Yeah. But is Die Hard a Christmas movie to you, Nick?
For me personally, no, but I don't have enough enthusiasm in that belief to fight it. I generally don't care.
Yeah, I get the postmodernist. It's a Christmas movie, and then people be like, "Oh, it's not a Christmas," or bored of the whole fact. You know, it's like that meme. 30-year-old guy says his favourite film is The Dark Knight, and I've so seen. I was like, fine, it's Leon the Professional.
Well, it's one of those things where like every year there's a news article going like the debate of Die Hard being a Christmas film is tearing up the internet.
Yeah.
But we've had this argument for the last 10 years, and it's not tearing up the internet. People think it is, some people think it isn't. Most people tend to be like, you do you.
Yeah.
I think it is, that's fine. It's been long enough where it's not much of a...
I don't really care. I'm going to watch Die Hard at Christmas. I have done. I don't care if you hate me for it. It is and it isn't. There's Christmas music in it. The ex-wife's called Holly McClane. I think it's pretty Christmassy. Anyway,
it's one of those films where like every time I watch it, I forget it's Christmas.
Yeah.
It's set in Christmas.
Yeah.
Because other than I'll be like ho 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 now, which is it's Christmas.
Die Hard 2's Christmas again.
I'd say Die Hard 2 is more
3 is like New Year's, isn't it?
It's not snowing.
He's in New York, which it should be snowing.
Yeah, especially in New York. But it's like I'd say Die Hard 2 is a much bigger Christmas film than Die Hard 1.
Right.
Because in terms of like tone,
yeah,
like Die Hard 2 is literally about John McClane trying
I
to
feel-
meet his family
yeah.
for Christmas.
I feel like Jingle All the Way and Die Hard 2 are essentially the same film, or the same idea of like stressful time getting back for Christmas. Or like I know he has to go and get the Doberman doll. Oh, I've done 2 impressions in 5 minutes. Record. Do you want any more?
If you got them.
No, I don't. I do. I have loads.
Yeah, I know
really
you have loads.
impressive. Yeah,
Sure.
very good. But for the sake of today, we'll keep it at a minimum.
Well, if you want to throw
some,
some out every now and then, like if you feel it's
Alright,
relevant.
if you support me, man, if you back me and my talent,
I have nothing but support for your talent.
appreciated. Was saying, yeah, like, Die Hard takes itself seriously. I was thinking about this. Do you know what I don't like?
What?
Lethal Weapon.
You don't like Lethal Weapon?
No, the music and hell, man, and like that. It's so 2-dimensional that like, it's. I don't know why I don't like it, but it's too American. It's too like the whiny guitars every time. He'd be like meow meow, and he's like, oh man, he's like
Well, I feel like that's purely because that was like one of the first proper buddy cop films.
Yeah.
And now you've watched so many buddy cop films.
Alright, yeah, I'm suffering with post.
It's like the Seinfeld isn't funny.
Yes.
It's because you've seen it done so many times now that the stuff that it did that was new. Now
you
just
saw,
like
you saw Always
I've seen
Sunny
this
in
done like 20
Philadelphia,
times. Better now because it's been so long. But Lethal Weapon, when it first came out, I mean, there's definitely buddy cop films.
There's got to be a name.
Where's
for
the
that.
one where Tom Hanks buddies up with a dog?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I know that what you're talking about. It's a big old dog, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big old dog. And
It's a good family-friendly film.
yeah, it's like there's definitely been films before, but I'd say that's the one that Lethal Weapon was definitely the biggest for that genre. So
Yeah.
I feel like you've just seen it done so many times since that, like with
Are there any
Rush Hour.
any Lethal Weapons set in Christmas?
No, probably
I don't know why I don't like it. I just find it too over the top, whilst also wanting to take itself seriously. Although the Jet Li one, that's quite a good one. I quite like that. That's got fuck all to do with Christmas, really. What are your favourite Christmas films, Nick?
I don't really like Christmas films.
You don't like them at all?
No, not really. There are a few films I like, but I tend to dislike anything that's naturally happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most Christmas
Yeah, like
films.
me with musicals, I fucking hate musicals.
Yeah, well, it's like any film. most Christmas films tend to have the you got to come together for Christmas and all that stuff. But because Christmas isn't something I particularly enjoy, there's kind of like I'm not buying what you're selling.
Yeah.
So it's not to do with the films itself. There are some that are very well made, I'm sure. Like A Wonderful Life is probably a really good film.
Yeah, it looks
But
good.
it's
I
not
haven't seen
for
it
me.
all. I've seen part of it.
But it's not for me. I like
No.
films like Krampus or You Better Watch Out. Those
Yeah.
films are good because they're just kind of a twist on the Christmas. But other than that, I don't really like Christmas in
What's
general.
Krampus? Is that one a horror film?
Yes, it's
What's it
got Adam
about?
Scott. Kid makes a wish to get his family to come closer together, and then Krampus. There's in Germany and Europe.
Oh yeah.
There's the Santa Claus and there's
Oh,
Krampus,
yeah,
the guy
yeah,
that shows
yeah.
up and beats kids.
Right.
It's like Krampus shows up because he made a wish to thing and he just like kidnaps everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds quite
It's
interesting.
good films, it's funny.
Like
But
that.
that's what I probably that's in terms of like films I watch every year. That's probably the closest to it.
Yeah.
That and Battle Royale
Yeah.
every Christmas.
Really
Yeah, generally.
nice. Trying to think if I watch it. Oh well, no. The only I think I mentioned to you off air. So my mum used to play the snowman to me as a punishment.
You have mentioned this
year
on air before.
year on year. Have I?
Yep.
Oh right. Okay.
Not to an extent, but you.
Yeah, so she used to, I found the snowman, particularly, I had the special version with the David Bowie introduction, which I quite like, which was made earlier, because I really
David
like.
Bowie had an introduction to that film.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting bit, because it's another part of his sort of like magical status in British culture. Because the original film is obviously all cartoon. And the creator of the Snowman, Raymond Briggs, actually nearly went bankrupt in the 80s trying to get the film made because he spent nearly £2 million of his own money just making it that good. And recently, actually, watching some Christmas telly, Stella Artois adverts completely ripped it off. Like the rolling when they're rolling on the hills and all the landscapes in the shot and walking in the air. They've completely robbed that for the Stella advert, and I was like, Stella, you cheeky bastard.
Well, is it a Christmas Stella advert?
Yeah.
So it's probably more of a homage than ripping off.
We would say that. wouldn't we? Because we're being nice, but fuck 'em. No, ho ho ho, you bastards. Stella
enough.
Artois. And so I
Please
love.
sponsor the show.
Yeah. I love the snowman. But my mum kind of ruined it for me because she'd use it to torture me as a punishment as a child. So that's my Christmas jam. Oh yeah, and the David Bowie thing is so they made the film, got massively popular, so it'd be on every year on Channel 4, and so David Bowie decided to do an introduction for it, and he tells his story. He's wearing the Christmas jumper. He's wearing the scarf.
But he's still in
and he's
Goblin
got
King uniform.
ginger hair, so he plays the boy as if he was grown up, and obviously with the magic of David Bowie, he's one of the only people in the world that I think you can believe, that could be the Goblin King and the little boy in the snowman that saw a snowman come alive and meet Santa Claus. And it's just a nice thing growing up to know David Bowie's legacy of his sort of that image. It sort of reinforces it as an adult now. I'm like, that's fucking David Bowie. That's David Bowie flying with the snowman to go and see Santa.
Have you seen the more recent versions of the snowman?
The
Snow Dog.
Yeah, the one with the snow dog.
Yeah, it's like every couple of years they'll just redo it to make children cry.
You reckon?
Just a different version of the snow something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those films. I mean, I never watched it that much. So.
You know what they should do? It'd be fucking really sad.
What?
So that introduction of animals is obviously like its connection to sort of the first experience of loss. I would say is that was what I was coming to terms with as a child. That's the first time. It's a brutal. It's a brutal film. Really, it's not really a film. It's not something that I would go if my 5-year-old. I wouldn't show him the snowman right now. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like. It's just so sad.
You don't want a crying child and it'll be your fault.
No, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, fuck, that's weird. And I was like, the real idea is you do Snowman and David, and it's David Attenborough when he dies, but he doesn't die. He just goes home.
Ah.
And it's like do, and they take because all the animals.
I thought you were going for this like David and Goliath, where David kills the snowman and doubles to the head. That's what I generally thought you were going with.
Because you just love head explosions. You're just thinking
I do
Snowman
love head explosions.
Meets I forgot. Scanners, yeah. That's you. Yeah. You just want to see the snowman's head explode, and my heart is broken. You
can't beat a head explosion. Head explosions are the best part.
Blasphemy, Nick. Blasphemy. We're 12 minutes in, and I ain't done the news. Basically, the news is Tom Cruise is fucking pissed off with the couple of people in his crew. And that's gone viral. Apart from that, mate, there's fuck all going on. John McTiernan said that Die Hard is a Christmas movie with some really rambling bullshit. Frankly, happy days. We can debate that all you want.
Well, to be fair, it's only been 3 days since we did our last one of these, and not much happens generally at the moment.
No. But Tom Cruise is pissed off.
Oh, Tom Cruise is always pissed off. It's Tom Cruise.
I like Tom Cruise. You
hate Tom Cruise.
I hate Tom Cruise as an idea.
You've been on the record and said you hate Tom Cruise.
But I thought about it. And we can all change our opinions and stuff from time to time. So
this meaning 2 years time you're gonna love J.K. Rowling?
No, fuck it, fuck that bitch, fuck that bitch into the ground.
So you don't like Christmas films because Harry Potter's a Christmas film?
Harry Potter is not fucking Christmas.
Then why is it on every Christmas?
Because
why is there a Harry Potter channel every Christmas?
Listen. This is another reason why I fucking hate Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling.
Harry Potter's more Christmas than Die Hard is.
Oh my god. Get the fuck out.
It objectively is.
Get the fuck out of here. Yes, because of fantasy. Listen. So I need to explain something about again, and I think we should start doing mini clips of my just rants about fucking hating Harry Potter. Because
you're gonna use some mini clips for that. Yeah, it's gonna be longer than the entire show.
No, I'll just go on for 5 minutes, right? So the reason why I hate it.
Do you want to do them solo and
I could do an audiobook series longer than the actual Harry Potter series about why I hate this. Let me explain the cultural reason.
It could be people do commentary tracks over.
Alternative.
You're doing an audio book and then being like, "This is why this is shit."
Yeah.
That could be.
Let me just make the central point right about Harry Potter, and it's a very important point. Is that so? For instance, in summertime, I was in Aldi, and in the central aisle of Aldi.
Isn't it Aldi?
Aldi. I call it Aldi because I say Aldi's like Audis and Aldis. I think it's Aldi, but we can debate that. That's for another podcast, Nick. And an entire aisle dedicated to Harry Potter merchandise, despite there being no promotion, no film, nothing. Not Fantastic Beasts. I mean, just Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and like with the Harry Potter world, when we see these suburban streets, yeah, and they've literally got them made, just like in the houses we've grown up in. But what it does, and the same thing with Christmas, right, is that J.K. Rowling transplants these tropes and these iconographic imagery, i.e., suburbia in the Muggle world, Christmas, in order to, she's tying in things to make them more commercially successful. It doesn't drive the story. Harry Potter's having to stay at Hogwarts on his own over Christmas because it invokes a Christmassy thing. Fuck off. Like,
no, it's
like,
not. No,
I'm
it's
sure
not, that's not why.
it's
It's,
fine.
because, it's to show his loneliness and his isolation because
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
know.
have a family. So
But-
it is relevant to the story.
All right, yeah, good point. However,
Because all
I'm
of his
just
friends
saying.
went off to hang out with their family.
All right.
Then I think he spends one Christmas with the Weasleys because that's how
Oh,
he's
yeah, he does, yeah. Just for me, without getting into the detail of the Harry Potter franchise, is that if you take these things and I just feel like there's a bunch of tacked on stuff that if you're a tourist from a foreign country and you go to Harry Potter world and you take photos of suburban things, right, it retroactively like creates this culture of this like distilled like Britain in a snow globe. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so therefore, like you'd have like fucking foreign people coming around the suburbia taking photos, be like, "Oh my god, it's just like Harry Potter," and it's like, well, "No, she just got it from there." Like, it's the other way around. It's like the joke where they say like, "Oh, Heathrow Airport. Why the fuck did they build that? Like, why they build a castle right next to Heathrow Airport?" It's like, the castle was there. That's the Ricky Gervais joke. It's just like Harry Potter for me subverts British culture and the things that I know dear to me and commercialises them for the sake of its own franchise when I don't think they're deemed. I do not deem it.
English,
Like I
British
don't know. I just it's regurgitating ideas of British culture back in my culture that I find offensive. I genuinely am offended by it. Like if it's July 2020 and there hasn't been a Harry Potter film out for fucking like I don't know 7 years, and there is an entire aisle dedicated to fucking Harry Potter merchandise. Like it's like if you're not a football fan or you don't like X Factor, someone in society has decided what these massive things are that control and you are bombarded with. You can't get around it. I, as a teenager, when I didn't like football, I don't mind football now, but I would, if you don't like something yet you don't have a choice about how much society pushes it on you, I get fucking pissed off of it.
I would say.
Allah, Christmas.
I would just real quick. I would say I wouldn't use football and X Factor as an example because those things are still going on. So
yeah, that's even more
yeah,
relevant
they're
to
still
my point.
constantly going on.
Yeah, because
it would be like if like a I don't know, I'm not a good example here, but like something that was relevant 10 years ago is still being pushed.
Well, yeah, and this is how I find it just.
Well, obviously, we're not going to talk about this much because we're
No.
waiting for Elliot to show up on our podcast.
Well, yeah,
Elliot, please come
Elliot,
on
you
the
can
show.
hear this. Suck my.
And
No, I'm joking.
then you two
It's
can have a
fine.
screaming match while I just
Yeah, but
support Elliot.
fans of something, I'm not saying I've seen every single movie. I went to the cinema to see Harry Potter. I supported friends that liked it, and I don't hate people that are massive fans of it. I don't think there is no justification in terms. I'm not talking about the story. I'm not talking about Harry Potter as a character. I'm talking about a cultural capitalist like agenda that I've witnessed in my young life, and it's impossible to avoid it, and that's what I find infuriating about it. Ultimately, despite my personal grievances with J.K. Rowling's political leanings, transgender bashing, and not paying her taxes. But apart from that, she's a great person. So, another week, another Harry Potter bash. So, come at me, bitches. Anyway, Christmas. Yeah, Harry Potter might be a bit Christmassy. Is there anything super un-Christmassy that... So, you said you like Battle Royale. I'm trying to think. I'm a basic bitch with just Die Hard and Snowman. Jingle the Way.
Well, no, I'd say,
Jingle the
well,
Way.
I don't know, it's one of those, Die Hard is not super basic
Yeah.
level. And Battle Royale, I watched that because I just love that film. So that just happens to be something I watch.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. There's some films that like I feel that are Christmassy that aren't necessarily considered Christmas films, like Gremlins.
Yeah.
I would say much more Christmassy than Die Hard. But
No, I think
people,
Gremlins is way up there. With
yeah, but also I don't think people really consider it a Christmas film.
I don't know. I
fully.
watched Secrets of Cinema with Mark Kermode, and he considers it a
That's good because a lot of times when
because
like,
the
it's never
first one, because people forget.
it's set on
People
Christmas.
watch, yeah, it's set in Christmas, and they go around the whole town. It's Gremlins 2 where they're in the tower,
Yes.
and people forget that it's not. It's Gremlins 2 that everybody remembers.
But it's like Gremlins is never really on TV at
Yeah.
Christmas time. Really, I think it's considered less of a Christmas film.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
I
'Cause
mean,
Gremlins is great. I love Gremlins.
We need to ultimately talk about the ultimate Christmas tale, which is the Scrooge, the Christmas Carol tale, which is the central cultural narrative in the West, i.e., grumpy old bastard that is like not real. You know, he's a capitalist. He doesn't want. J.K. Rowling is Scrooge. Oh my god, I've just cracked it.
But she
Oh
likes
my god.
Christmas, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, a Christmas Twitter. We need to. Oh, I'm gonna write my own parody of like Christmas Twitter. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all of the tweets are really transphobic. You mean old bitch. I don't know. It doesn't
That's
rhyme.
fine.
I'm working on it. I'm really working
So
on
work in progress.
it. Yeah. Sorry, that's from me. Yeah. What were we saying?
And I thought you were trying to
Christmas tree tweet.
Scrooge.
Oh yeah, Scrooge. So Scrooge, yeah, is the central character. It's been done and done again, over and over again. I like Muppets: A Christmas Carol.
That is the best rendition of that entire film.
It is very good.
Muppets.
I love it. I can do a good. Hey there, Mr. Scrooge. I said I wouldn't do another impression, but my Cribbit the Frog's pretty good. Done that. There you go. Thank you. I just want to go home for Christmas, sir. There you go. And yeah, love Muppets Christmas Carol. And the central story is one of redemption, isn't it? The three ghosts and there's Scrooge. There's a million different versions of the story, and there's also like the Scrooge-like character in most rom-coms and most Christmas-themed stories. What's your obviously that has a central religious narrative to it, like based on the redemption of Christ. Like that's what Christmas is about, isn't it? It's like the time of family and love and forgiveness and being nice to one another. Yeah. Do you like that, mate? Or fuck it off? Who cares? Everyone for themselves.
No, I don't like the idea that I have to be happy this time of year.
No, yeah.
Why do I have to be happy now? Why don't I have to be happy every time of the year?
Yeah.
Why is this one part of the year where it's like, oh Nick, you can't be upbeat?
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't, why not?
I have had
people.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I had a bad time a couple of years back, and for those people that if you're having a bad time, and then this whole 2-week period is like, be happy, be with your family. All right, they're fucking not around or whatever, right? It can be can be a double blow. Do you know what I mean? It's like rubbing salt in wounds.
My main problem with Christmas as a holiday is if you don't particularly like Halloween, because I really like Halloween, you can ignore it.
Right.
Like,
yes. Yeah.
If you really don't like Valentine's Day, you can ignore it. I mean, but you can just like, I don't care. And there's people who'll agree with you about hating Valentine's Day. Christmas is the only holiday that insists on itself.
Yeah.
You cannot escape.
Yeah, this
Halloween.
is the problem,
they aren't a bunch of spooky songs on the radio.
Well, this is the thing, right? Are any of the Harry Potter films Halloween films?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's Halloween parts in those films.
So you're saying Harry Potter is everything?
No, but I'd say they're very Christmassy films because they've always got.
So it's a coming of age film.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas film. Yeah. It's a horror film.
I never said it was a horror film. I never said it was a horror film.
Spooky.
I never said it was that.
The tropes of fantasy.
Yeah, but I never said it was a Halloween film. That's what you said. I said it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't.
This is the last one a war movie as well.
No. There's definitely battle scenes in it.
I'm joking.
But
I'm sorry.
Every most Harry Potter movies have like a Christmas.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's always
gifts. I would say if you watch them at Christmas, I would be like, why are you watching that?
Yeah.
There's definitely themes.
Yeah, I agree.
Christmas in Harry Potter.
I mean, I won't disagree with that. There's definitely a lot of Christmas in Harry Potter. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, as I said, Jingle All the Way, love that. That's a banger. I like that. That's because again, Harry Potter, right, takes the iconography of Christmas, goes, all that, it's Christmas time, we're all doing a bit of Christmas here, so therefore you can play this at Christmas, right? So they've written it, they've baked it in, yeah? You've baked it into the Christmas pud, yeah? You've put those little Xmas raisins in there, right?
Yeah, well, it is
Yeah,
set
it's
over a
right,
year, so
right in there, right? Yeah, but it could be fucking Bondi Beach. It could be like, oh yeah, check out my magic wand, take this cheeky bitch's bra off. Like, it could be in my, like, it could be. You could bookend it loads of other ways. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Harry Potter's narrative insists, as you understand in our Western culture, that you cannot ignore Christmas, and it becomes a central part of. It's like sort of like, do you know what I mean? Each film, there's a certain term time, there's a certain like formula to it.
Yeah.
And so, Jingle All the Way actually is a story of that consumerism rather than doing the thing to sell me Harry Potter. So that's why I like the Christmas things that admit the cynicism of it all, that admit the capitalism of it all, that at least are self-effacing and go, we know we're still going to make Turbo Man dolls out on top of this, but you can be in on the joke.
Well,
if you want to be that wanker.
I don't think they made Turbo Man dolls. I think that was
not?
No, because have you seen a Turbo Man doll? They probably made it, but it probably wasn't a wildly available thing. That was probably a little like, hey, if you want to buy a Turbo Man thing, we have them. Yeah. But they weren't selling that on Christmas thing. I think that was just like, this is replace this with any current toy.
I have to say, given the fact that I collected Power Ranger Megazords and was obsessed with Power Rangers, my a franchise that is trying to sell you a load of plastic crap, another franchise, make it more sci-fi, pew 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 pew. I will fucking buy up all the shit.
Yeah.
Just witches and wizards. Apparently, I'm a complete hypocrite.
Yeah, that you are.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I've never been hypocritical in my life.
No, I've never seen that, Nick.
I'm trying to think of a big time, but I think I tend to be pretty.
You're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
You don't have
I don't have strong enough feelings to be hypocritical.
Yeah. I get angry about everything, and then I was saying about the lightsabers, completely irrelevant to Christmas. But for instance, I was saying I got more into Star Wars, where the lightsabers come from. Nick had to explain to me that basically each Jedi has to make their own lightsaber using Force crystal. I said all this stuff I don't know. I've watched the fucking end of the Mandalorian and go, how the fuck do lightsabers have perpetual energy? And it's already been resolved. Like, it's already been debated and discussed and sorted out.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I think the explanations also don't necessarily make sense.
Yeah, 100%. They're based on science that, there's certain levels of franchises.
Science in quotation marks.
Yeah. I would say there's about as much science in Star Wars as there is explanation of real magic in Harry Potter. And the rest of it's just go along with this, alright? Just fucking shut your mouth, read this, watch this, shut up and buy my shit. Buy more of it now. Please. Yes, sir, I do want some more merchandise. Yeah. I'm making this a really cynical anti-capitalist podcast, I realise, but
well, that's my brand. Anyway,
yeah.
So it's not like I disagree with anything you're saying.
Is there anything else about Christmas that you like?
I don't like anything about Christmas.
Really?
I like the weather. I
quite like Christmas songs.
Christmas songs are awful.
Really? Do you not like any Christmas songs?
No, there's not a single good Christmas song.
Do you know what I want to say?
That is not like every good Christmas song is something that's been made like in the past 5 years. That's not like big.
Do you like the Bell's End by The Darkness?
No, I don't like The Darkness.
Really?
No.
Do you like no, alright. I got a good song recommendation. I like rude Christmas songs. There's a good song called Backdoor Santa.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, he goes, "Call me Backdoor Santa." I won't do the lyrics. It's really, he visits all the wives of the town and gives them his own version of his presents. while all the kids are out playing. It's a great song, actually. Anyway, I've got an idea, right? Because I was thinking about this. One of the biggest things that happened to me on Christmas was I wasn't watching anything, but I listened to a lot of music. And George Michael died on Christmas Day. I know you're a massive Wham fan, Nick.
Yeah.
He's got the T-shirt on.
Careless Whisper.
He looks great.
I love it, baby.
Yeah. And so I was thinking in the vein, because there's that film where it's a rom-com, like, but it uses all of George Michael's music as the soundtrack. It's called Last Christmas. It's got.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, it's starring Emilia Clarke.
Oh, that's recent, isn't it?
Yeah. About 2 years ago.
I pictured something from like years ago.
Yeah. No. So it uses the entire soundtrack of George Michael's career.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it. Apparently, it was really badly. It's a really tacky, cheesy film. But people that love cheesy rom-coms fucking love it because it's just like dialed up to 11. And I thought of something, right? Because one way we could underpin our careers as like media people, whatever the fuck this is now, is to write a film about some people wanting to make a Christmas #1. So like a bit like Four Lions.
Yeah.
Instead of a terrorist attack, they're trying to get a Christmas #1. Like some dumb working class people.
Yeah.
Slightly younger than us.
I thought, that's not a terrible idea. I thought it was going to be way worse.
No, yeah. But then, like with Turbo Man, or how they didn't capitalise on it, so we write the film about the process of trying to write a Christmas #1 in order for them to get money. That film then becomes a constant Christmas #1, Christmas film, but also we release the eventual song, no matter how shit it is, as a Christmas single.
Just speaking of cynicism,
Yeah.
real quick. I personally feel we as a society will never have another big. When was the last big Christmas film that you watch every year?
Love Actually, I reckon.
And how long ago was that?
10, 12.
It's got to be longer than that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
But
Fucking Love Actually.
I think we are now, as a society, so cynical and distrustful that it's very, very like every big like Christmas film
I
and
think
song
that politically we're
from
fractured.
so like fucking 20+ years ago, because
Right.
any film that tries to
Mostly
market
70s.
towards Christmas, we're immediately like, nah.
Yeah, I
see
get
what
you.
you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we'll there'll never be a new.
It's the
Christmas
anti
film.
thing that we were talking about earlier with other films. Do you know what I mean? When like the Seinfeld effect.
Yeah.
Like because we're looking at the late stage. I'll give you a pure example. Like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you were someone of our generation and watched that, and then you go back and watch Seinfeld, you're gonna be like, oh wait, they referenced this and blah blah blah.
Well, they directly reference it because they do an episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Where
I just saw that
they
recently,
remember being in Seinfeld.
Yeah. And so this is the opposite, that in like sort of big cultural things, because we've had sort of like these icons of Christmas culture, when someone tries to do more of it, it's kind of like, oh, it's already been done. Whereas in comedy and in normal, the evolution of a genre in general, right? Because is Christmas a fucking genre?
Well,
Is it a genre? Or
I'd say it is. Well,
what is it?
okay, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say someone does just a generic old-timey Christmas film.
Yeah.
That will be met with disdain and
Yeah.
mockery and everything. If someone did like an old-timey 80s horror film, slasher, people would be like, it's a homage to all these old stuff. So in a way, if you make a new Christmas film, you can't really win, because if you did like an old-timey action film, people would be like, oh, it's a homage to old John Woo and all these films, and people congratulate it for being like old films.
Yeah.
In Christmas, if you do a film like an old Christmas film,
So
you're going like,
rip-off.
you're going, no, shit is shit.
Yeah.
But if you do it for most other genres, people will congratulate you for being super similar to old style films nowadays.
So is that you agreeing to writing this Christmas film?
No, because I will never write a Christmas film. I don't even know what they're like.
Oh, well, fair enough.
I don't. There's not been a Christmas
Redemption. This is, I know, we'll make a Christmas film about me getting you to like Christmas.
I will never like Christmas.
Oh, okay.
As a rule, I just refuse to like it. It's all consumerism.
Do you like New Year's?
Yeah.
I hate New Year's even more than Christmas. I like Christmas.
It's a good drinking day.
Now I'm getting older, and I've got like family that have kids and stuff. Then I understand it, and I go, right, well, it's not really for me anymore. But like, yeah, if it's just me, I'm like, I like Christmas this year only because of a distraction to coronavirus. To be honest with you, like it's the only like Christmas comes along summertime, and we're all personally wrapped up in our own bullshit, right? I've had years where things personally have not gone right for me, and that's why Christmas has been bad. This year, everything's been shit for everyone. So I've got it better than some people. So I go, yes! And then I go, right, let's fucking have a great Christmas. Because I'm like, if I can concentrate on pretending to be happy, then maybe I will be, Nick.
Yeah. It's one of life's great...
it is. Fake it till you make it, baby. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Right, so I wanted to read out this fucking bizarre explanation.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab a beer.
Alright, grab another one.
Of course.
So, randomly, Nicholas, I wanted Old Saint Nick, that's what we call him round here.
That's the reason I hate Christmas.
Yeah, Old Saint Nicholas. Ho, ho, ho! So, news this week that John McTiernan, the director of the 1988 action classic Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis. By the way, Bruce Willis says that Die Hard isn't a Christmas film. He's full of shit, right? And
he said it isn't.
He has said for 20 years, like, no, he refuses to accept that it's a Christmas film, right? But I think all these wankers like me that like saying that Die Hard's a Christmas film just as a bit of banter, and then all the memes now be like, oh, you think Die Hard's a Christmas film? Oh, it's not a Christmas film. Whatever. It fucking is. But, so, John McTiernan decided to make a 12-minute video explaining why the Die Hard Christmas conversation by saying the explanation will be presented in a particular sequence, just like the shots in one of his films. Telling a story is not a random access activity. There is a particular word, in a particular place, in a particular order, that is the right word. And if it's a film, there is the right shot. And if you have any nerve, you'll try to figure out what that right shot is. So anyway, John McTiernan compares Die Hard to the 18th century painter Jacques-Louis David, who...
love his work.
Yeah. So he just goes on a rant about art and about politics. So the main point that he says here is that the reason why Die Hard is a Christmas movie is because Joel Silver agreed to allow John McClane to be a normal, everyday person who would make the people in authority look foolish. McTiernan says he had an agenda that was mostly understood by the cast and crew, who took joy in the subversion. We hadn't intended it to be a Christmas movie, but the joy that came from it is what turned it into a Christmas movie. That's like, right, that's a load of crap. But the director of Die Hard says it's a Christmas movie despite all his mad ramblings. Therefore, it now is, regardless of whoever disagrees.
I disagree.
Okay. I mean, Mark Kermode says it's a Christmas movie. And no offence, mate, but Mark Kermode is the authority on films. Like,
if you say so.
He is. Yeah. I mean, you had Roger Ebert back in the day.
Who was wrong about a lot of stuff.
Was he?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because he said Freddy Got Fingers are the worst film ever made. That film is genius.
That film is quite funny, yeah. I mean, 14-year-old me went mad.
That film is possibly the best joke on Hollywood I've ever seen in my life.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
So, do you think that I can't remember.
Tom Green?
Tom Green, yeah. Why is it called a Tom Green to hump a dead moose?
There are stuff. Well, like there are
Eminem.
like
that's Eminem. People
in film, like
because his
jokes.
whole career. We're doing a Christmas podcast. And we're now talking about Freddy Got Fingered. So,
which is, to be honest, well, I knew this was going to happen anyway.
All right, good.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a bit in the cinema, in the restaurant, where there's a guy in a cast.
Yeah.
And for literally no reason, there are only two things at work, and it's the middle finger. There is no need for him to be in a cast.
I understand that, but
it's giving the finger to the audience.
Right.
This is a film designed because I'm assuming they said, "Hey, Tom Green, we're going to give you loads of money," and he went, I'm just going to make the fucking worst film I can
Yeah,
possibly imagine.
that's so. You're saying that
There's a sign
it's a fuck
in the
you
film.
to the process of
Yeah.
making film.
There's a sign in the film saying when will this fucking movie end?
Yeah, that's a good
At the very
point.
end.
Yeah,
And there's a bit like where, for some reason, the colour filter was completely wrong.
yeah.
That they would have got. They would have
Right.
seen that. I think that
No,
film.
yeah. So it's designed to
This
be
film
bad.
is designed as a fuck you to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Freddy Got Fingered is a genius film. It is high art. It is a fuck you to Hollywood. It is incredible.
But
Freddy Got Fingered is better than.
But is it a Christmas film?
No, it shouldn't be.
It's an anti-Christmas. What's the most anti-Christmas film?
Die Hard.
No, it's
I know.
not.
The thing about
Someone
Christmas.
dying and taking all your money. What happened? What's a film like that?
There's definitely some Christmas films that are anti-Christmas.
They should make a Peter Pan, like, no, not Peter Pan. What did Robin Hood do at Christmas? He must have had a fucking right old time.
Well,
There's intellectual property there to be mined.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, Robin Hood at Christmas. Have a very Robin. I'll work on it. I'm not very brandy.
We'll workshop
brand,
that.
marketing right now.
Yeah.
Fair play. What's your favourite Christmas song, Nick?
Again, I hate all Christmas songs.
Really?
Yeah, they're boring. They're annoying. My entire problem with Christmas films and songs is that I've watched them so many times, I've listened to them so many times, that I dislike them.
Right.
I've heard Mariah Carey every year.
But you do have three sisters, so.
Yeah, but
You've
that's
probably
that's
heard
not
it
even
more
me.
than me.
No, they don't even. No,
It's
it's like,
seen
that's,
society, like, out and about.
no, that's just like general. Like that's the radio. The radio plays Christmas songs.
You don't listen to the radio.
I did when
What?
I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So, but like they constantly push the same thing over you. I've listened to the same song every year for the past, let's say at this point, 15 years of me listening to radio and also not being aware of what songs were.
Yeah.
And you end up hating them. It's the same with Christmas films. I've watched these films. I hate Home Alone
Yeah.
because I've seen it so many times and I didn't enjoy it the first time.
I've not seen. I don't think I've ever seen Home Alone all the way through. I don't like it. I don't really like. I realised how much I dislike American. Like, I quite like the British British sort of Christmas, but not as much. It's like Jingle All the Way I like because Arnold Schwarzenegger's Austrian. If I had to listen to an American girl, fucking, yeah, I'd be like, all right, mate, like, you know. I don't know why that is something that I've realised, but I think Arnold Schwarzenegger and his like accent affected me liking.
Because he's supposed to be like a American dad, just a
Yeah.
normal generic American
Yeah,
dad, and he's like
he just happens
ripped
to be
and Austrian.
ripped to fuck.
Yeah, this is your everyman sort of guy.
Yeah.
He's a bodybuilder Austrian. He's just trying to look after his son. You've all been there, dads,
Yeah.
haven't you? We've all been there.
I'll tell you what is a good film. Elf. Elf is a brilliant Christmas film.
Again, I've watched it too many times now. I can't watch it.
But you don't like it anymore.
I never liked it to begin with. It's fine.
It's not fun. It's really well
Yeah, but
written.
in my opinion, it's fine.
It's a very good film.
Mine isn't. I don't think
You
these
don't
films are
like
bad.
the cultural.
No, I've already said
Like
that. I hate
happiness.
Christmas. I
Okay,
hate
yeah,
Christmas.
but you have to appreciate in the same way that before I started watching horror films a couple of weeks ago, like if I come at something completely blind, you're coming from it from a point of view as completely seen. So I'm asking you to ignore that aspect of your cultural experience of Christmas and consider.
Yeah, but I
Just as a
can't
pixel.
ignore the cultural experience of Christmas when the entire film is
So
the
you
culture
literally
of
just
Christmas.
fucking hate Will Ferrell going, like
No,
smiling, being happy all the time.
I don't think it's a bad film. It's a good film. It's fine.
Right.
I don't think it's the best film ever made. Like people, like it's like, oh, it's amazing. I'm like, I watched it. It's fine. I laughed a few times. I don't need to watch it again.
I think in terms of the Christmas movie, it's in the top 5 of all time.
Probably is, and it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. I just don't care about if the direct fit. It's like, listen, if you don't like horror films,
Yeah.
I could show you the best horror film ever made, and you'd be like, I don't like it because I don't like horror films. I generally don't like Christmas films.
Yeah.
Because all the same fake happiness with it, and I'm like, I just don't like it. You can show me the best Christmas film, and I'll probably be like, yeah, but I don't like it because I don't like Christmas.
How much do you feel like, I could melt your heart right now and turn this podcast into our own Christmas carol? The podcast of Christmas past, the Christmas future, no, Christmas present, Christmas future, because the Christmas future ghost is the scariest one, isn't it?
But the thing is, like, at this rate,
Do you want me to show you your future where you don't accept Christmas into your heart
Yeah,
and
but
become the coldest man?
yeah,
on
but
earth?
I'd be like,
You're like the
sweet.
Thanos of
No, but I'd be
Christmas.
like, sweet. That's what I want. So I'll continue doing what I do.
Would you? You are like Thanos, aren't you? You'd just be like, Christmas
No,
is
but
over.
like,
For
so
half of
my
me.
Christmas future ghost
Yeah.
would be his you alone on Christmas, just playing video games.
Yeah.
And now me would be like, yeah, that looks fucking dope. So it would be a complete backfire of what they'd be trying to teach me, because I'd be like, that looks amazing.
I can't win with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Listen, I just don't like Chris. Also, the problem about all those films is like, you know that the actual making of that film was nowhere near as happy as it
Oh
looks.
yeah, they all fucking hate each other.
Exactly, and I'm like, well, this lies to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. As a rule, I tend to not like happy films because
No, I agree with you.
I tend to like films that end up being like, and everyone's dead other
So
than
why
the one
don't you
guy.
like The Snowman? You
I-
haven't watched it really, have you?
I've watched it. I just
Have
don't care about it.
So you don't find
Being a sad film doesn't necessarily make me like it. Also, I never said I disliked it. It's
I'm
fine.
just trying to. But if it's an unhappy Christmas film, I'm trying to think of any other unhappy Christmas film I like, and there's not really. Like it's tinged with sadness. It's a
Yeah, it's
story of
listen, so
loss.
I tend
Whereas
to.
I thought you would have watched it and go, ah,
No, it's
yes,
fine. Listen, I tend
yes.
to sway to depressing films
Right.
generally because that for some reason that makes me happy.
That consoles you.
But also it's like when every like horror film that's really gory, I tend to find that cool.
Yeah.
Like when most people go like, I'm like, oh, that's so sick. When the fucking thing, like one of my favorite films I've watched recently is Zombie 2, where a woman gets a fucking eye dragged into a wooden thing.
Oh.
And the entire time I had this big smile on my face because stuff like that I tend to appreciate. So when the film's super happy, I'm like, this doesn't work for me. I don't like happy films. Happy films
You
don't
take
make me
pleasure
happy.
from other people's
Not thing.
violent end.
I just appreciate what they're doing.
There
Happy
are
films don't
horror
do anything.
films in Christmas though. There
Yeah,
are Christmas
Krampus.
horror films. Yeah, I'll check
Krampus.
that out.
You better watch out.
Right.
Can you think
Can't
of it?
remember what's you better watch.
Black
out.
Christmas.
Yes.
Black Christmas is really good. The,
That's supposed to be really good.
original Black Christmas is
I haven't
really
seen it.
good.
I haven't seen
Actually, I watched the Black Christmas original a lot. Shout out to Olivia Hussey.
it. Right.
You're a dime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that has legs.
The Black Christmas is a fantastic film.
No, I think. I think there's more of an audience about a cynical reflection of Christmas. That's my point. Is that your demographic and your story about Christmas? You know, I've spent many Christmases unhappy, most of them hungover. Now I'm fairly alright with Christmas. You know, I've got to an old age. You know, so I'm like, that's where I'm like, alright, Christmas, I'll let you be. But I think that genuinely, as someone that thinks about like the industry, yeah, anti-Christmas Christmas films, people want that shit.
Yeah, I love my anti-Christmas films.
Alright.
That's what I go for.
Fair enough.
But that's mainly because happy films don't tend to work on me.
Mm.
They don't make me happy. I just watch it and be like, alright, cool. What are you gonna do?
Do you
Like, legitimately, what's gonna happen? Is it just gonna be
Yeah.
happy all the time?
Yeah,
How does that
yeah.
sound?
I'm the same. I'm more grounded in reality than all of the kitschiness of it all. Yeah, I can understand that, but there are certain culturally centered religious aspects to Christmas that I can't avoid, but sort of feeling, you know, the universal idea of family and caring for others other than
Yeah.
yourself. I wouldn't say is a bad thing to do.
I'd be an arsehole to argue that.
It's nice to be nice, Nick. That's all I'm saying.
I'm very nice to people.
You're fucking brilliant, mate. Yeah. What's your thing? How do we
Well,
segue to your thing?
Now,
Your writing and
I
that.
can finally show some enthusiasm
Oh,
because this is what I call the Netflix Princess Cinematic Universe,
oh,
or the NPCU.
yo.
Now, have you watched any Netflix Christmas films? You might have noticed that my tone of voice has got a lot more upbeat
Yeah,
because I finally got something I know about.
right.
Have you watched any of these films?
I've watched a film about I watched the Lunar thing. It's like Netflix trying to be Pixar and they go to the moon. But like no, basically
Well,
no. I don't know.
so-
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Are you familiar with the Hallmark Christmas film?
I am, yes.
Where it's
every single
everyone's
thing
the
looks
same,
the
isn't
same,
it?
yeah.
The same. Whereas
Apart
a
from-
man who and they've
Middle
got
class,
a me.
very
There's
handsome.
a me,
Yeah.
but like a me in good shape and
Yeah.
willing to talk to people.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like Christmas.
Mhm.
But then he meets a girl who does like Christmas.
Oh, she loves Christmas.
And then he changes, and all these people look the same.
Right.
You can look at the posters.
Yeah,
and every
I've seen the
poster
meme of like 53 different films, and it's like everyone saying there's sometimes a BAME couple instead. They've gone for like a black or Asian kind of outshoot of the same narrative, but essentially it's couple rom-com at Christmas.
Yeah, it's just let's have a good Christian Christmas.
Yeah,
That's the entire point of the thing.
Yeah.
Netflix Christmas films are different in that they also make it fucking weird.
Right.
Netflix Christmas films are the Hallmark Christmas film for England, but they have it in America too. But unfortunately, we don't really have Hallmark Christmas.
Right.
So
it's a bit like the Mills and Boon, but a bit more PG, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say that. So this is the NPCU. Now I'm going to be drawing diagrams to fully explain how insane these films are.
You've taken the control. I like how you go on.
I
don't know what you're going. I feel like a like a guy in New York who's just going against Starbucks, and then David Blaine's walked on like, hey, can I show you these cards? I'm like, is this homeless man for real? Why is he being filmed him? But in the Christmas version with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're a homeless person that's trying to do magic.
I do look like one.
You do.
And I do look like somebody who would do magic.
Yeah, you're one of those.
So,
characters.
The film Christmas Prince.
Right.
Rose MacGyver,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's how it's pronounced, travels to a European country
of course she does.
to do journalism on the royal family.
Oh.
But, however, turns out they think she's going to be the tutor for the royal princess.
No.
And through that, she becomes very close to the royal prince. Shenanigans happen and she marries that prince.
How many of these films have you seen?
I've seen a lot of them.
Why?
Because...
Is that like happy films?
No, well, again, because I've got sisters.
Oh,
they're
right.
just on, and I'm like, I've got nothing else to do. My internet's down, so I can't.
Amazing.
Play stuff. So, in The Christmas Prince, it's pretty standard. However, then there was The Princess Switch with Vanessa Hudgens. Yes, that's right, from High School Musical.
Sorry. Did she play a lot of Nintendo? So that my punchline, it's not funny.
Vanessa Hudgens?
Princess Switch.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Sorry, I'm on brand. Nintendo, please sponsor us.
So, Princess Switch, where an American baker.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you look like an English princess.
No, really?
Who's also played by Vanessa Hudgens.
No.
So
who'd have thunk it?
So basically, they switch.
So it's a classic body swap.
The prince falls in love with the American woman.
Oh yeah. And then she has to come clean at the end. And
exactly,
she's
but
got a moral dilemma.
One weird thing about that is though, the princess falls in love with the American woman's friend, the American Vanessa Hudgens.
Jesus.
But it's very clear he always had a thing for American Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, Vanessa Hudgens is just starting to also like me.
Right.
So then but then at the end he's like, no, yeah, we're cool. It's like, you weren't in love with her, you were in love with original American Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
So you should be angry.
They always underpin it with more Christmas, and then the whole royal thing. To be honest, with all of these films, that do the whole princess switch, commoner becomes royalty, falls in love, then has to admit who she really is. There's a lot of body swap rom-coms like that. Girl becomes a guy to be in a football team.
Yeah.
She's the man. That's it.
Yes, with what was her name? She had that show, The Dancing Lobsters.
I am not au fait with a Disney show with
Send in the Dancing Lobsters? Amanda Show.
We can.
Amanda Bynes.
Fuck's sake, Nick.
Yeah.
So the point is, right, is like, I would just assassinate the other princess. Once you're in deep,
No, they're both on the same side. They're both
and you
on the
look
same
exactly. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, the princess needs something off of the common person, and the common person gets used to her life as the princess. Off the princess, none of the royal family know. You've got all this security personnel. You can hide the body, right? Then there's no dilemma. I'm the fucking princess now, motherfucker.
No, there never is a dilemma because they both agree this works for them.
Oh, whatever.
So
Yeah, there's always
the American baker marries the prince.
Yeah.
And the princess gets with this American guy.
Right.
But in the middle of this film, they watch A Christmas Prince,
Right.
showing that Netflix not only is a streaming service, but that the Christmas Prince is a film
Within that
that
film.
universe.
Oh my god, Princessception.
This makes the Netflix cinematic universe.
Fuck me.
However, Christmas Prince 2 happens,
No.
where they imply.
Please tell me they watched the other film.
They imply. Well, basically, it implies revolution at some point.
Right.
It looks like at some point the proletariat will go against the bourgeoisie royal family and
amazing
guillotine people.
See, this is what I'd like that film.
But they never do.
Ah.
But then Princess Switch 2 switched again.
No way.
Which introduces a third Vanessa Hudgens.
You're blowing my mind.
Who is who's a twin cousin of the princess, because those are things apparently.
Right.
And guess who cameos in this film?
Meghan Markle.
No.
Shit.
But the characters from A Christmas Prince.
No.
So the Christmas Prince is a film in the Princess Switch universe, but these characters are also real people.
That's fucked up, man.
So these films have no integrity to them. It's like the Avengers.
Yeah.
Where people just show up for little cameos.
Hang on a fucking minute. Are you telling me that the Avengers films are not the most integral, serious? I take them very. When little tears might have come to.
They're definitely not the most creative, because we've got the Princess.
I know. I mean, this sounds brilliant. This is a metatextual dance of creativity that I've never heard of.
3 people,
right,
in one film.
Is she different in any way?
She's got a very bad English accent for 2 of them. But then in A Night Before Christmas, a night from, I believe it is 1344, is transported to the future, where he meets an
Vanessa Hudgens.
He meets Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, no way!
And that doesn't have any there are no cameos from anyone. But I just want to point out that she plays 4 characters in 2 films.
Wow.
These films are incredible.
Yeah.
And they are also some of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
It sounds like something I want to avoid and never really. As much as you hate Christmas, I think you giving me this information doesn't help my brain in any. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's information that I need to remember that you've now supplanted with that.
Yeah.
That I won't be able to replace.
Yeah,
I might be in a public place one day. Who knows? And I need to remember how to get out of the fire escape, or where the designated fire place is. Do you remember that when you do a job and they go, "Oh, we've got the designated fire meet point." Who's thinking about? I think about that as much as how many roles Vanessa Hudgens has in.
So a lot.
Yeah, loads. Yeah, man, like every day.
Well, my aim in life is to make it so at some point you'll hear someone talking about this, and you'll know exactly.
We've put it out in the world.
About. It's already out. It's already out there. People already know about this stuff.
Right.
I'm not the.
Is it a popular franchise? I mean, they make a
It's
loads.
not popular.
Right.
But all I want is for one day you'll be on the London Underground at some point, and you'll hear some people talking about the Princess Switch.
Yeah.
And to your own detriment, you'll be like,
I know
exactly what they're talking about, and I hate that. I've done that for a lot of people. I've got a guy I work with who gets annoyed because he knows quite a lot about anime that he really didn't need to know. Right. But now he'll hear some fucking dweeb talking about fucking, I don't know, Sword Art Online, and he'll know exactly what they're mentioning. So when he brings up, when someone talks about Solid Snake and Liquid Snake are clones of Big Boss, he knows exactly what that means. Shout out to Metal Gear Solid. Shout out to Hideo Kojima.
You have referenced Metal Gear Solid. Do you ever think that they've talked about a Metal Gear Solid film?
Oscar Isaac is going to be he's going to play Snake, and that film is going to be at best.
Who's directing it?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know who's.
It better be good.
It
those
be.
games.
Oh no, I know it won't be.
Why?
Because at best it will be a really good film and a bad Metal Gear film. Because the games itself, cutscene wise, 7 hours.
Yeah.
So, and not all of that's fluff. So you trim that down to the bare essentials, you're looking at a 4-hour film.
Right.
and they're not going to be able to do a 4-hour film. So let's say 2 hours. The amount of stuff that will be missing from that film, that is Metal Gear essential.
So you
These
want
games-
a Metal Gear trilogy for the first story?
You would have to do a trilogy for one game
Right,
each.
right.
These, because there's, I think it's like the longest stretch of cutscenes are like an hour and 20 minutes,
Wow. Okay.
and that's one game. That's
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
That's a lot.
You cannot turn these games into like 90-minute films. Is it possible?
All Nick wants for Christmas is a Metal Gear Solid trilogy. Or do you want that? Do you
I
want those properties turned into films?
It
Or
depends.
not?
Really depends.
I mean, if they do a Resident Evil, you're fucked. You're just going to be crying. You're like an Arsenal fan this season.
Oh, look at you pretending to know about football.
See, pretending to know about football. I know they've got the worst record in 45 years. I've heard it on the news.
Have they got that for themselves?
That's what I read on
Probably. Yeah, no, that makes sense. 'Cause
An
they've had a
official-
shit season.
official news site.
That
I
could
know
be. I know
nothing.
Sheffield's having the worst league ever.
Oh wow!
So they've got 1 in 13.
How long has the league gone on for?
Premier League's, it was done in the 90s, like 90s.
Yeah, Premier League was only invented.
Yeah, but
when
they've
the TV
they've
deals
got
came in.
13. In about 14 games, they've got 1 point. And Derby had about 6. at this
Thinking
point.
about sports and that, because I said to you the other day about doing the sports movie.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings. I think Cool Runnings is a good Christmas film.
I've never watched it.
You've never seen Cool Runnings?
No.
Come on, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Come on, Jamaica. It's bobsleigh time.
No.
Are you taking the piss?
No.
You've never seen Cool Runnings?
I've never seen Cool Runnings. It's never been something I've been interested in
I
watching.
am shocked. That
I
is
don't
like-
care about bobsleighing.
You need, if you're going to do a sports movie, you need to watch Cool Runnings.
I never said I was going to do a sports movie.
Fucking renegade.
Have you
out
seen The
here.
Sandlot?
No.
Then you can't give me
What's
shit.
that?
It's one of the sport films.
The Sandlot. Is that the
The
one where he's
Sandlot.
telling him to keep running
No,
when
it's
he's
they're
training?
kids and they're playing baseball.
Right. Alright, I'll watch Coach Carter and Sandlot. You've got to watch.
You've not watched Coach Carter?
No.
You're giving me shit for not watching Cool Runnings. You've not seen Coach
I
Carter
would say
or The
I would say
Sandlot.
Cool Runnings is a bigger film than Coach Carter. I would say culturally it's massive.
Yeah, but
I think Coach Carter, like what you're saying.
Okay, you've watched The Mighty Ducks.
No, I haven't.
What? That is bigger than Cool Runnings.
I know that.
The
it is,
Flying
yeah.
V? Come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah.
This is simple
Alright,
stuff.
I'll watch Mighty Ducks, Coach Carter, and
Sandlot.
Sandlot. You have to watch Cool Runnings and Eddie the Eagle.
I refuse to watch any of these.
No, you have to watch it.
Why?
It's so good.
Why?
I had reservations as well, and I just saw it on Netflix.
Okay, but you have
and I
to watch.
watched
You have
it,
to watch.
and it's as good. Hang on, I've already got 3 films.
Yeah,
You've
you have
got
to
2.
watch Chalet Girl.
Chalet Girl.
Yeah,
What's that about?
you'll find it when you look at it.
I want to know. I need to know. Brief.
It's one
Is
of
it a
those-
sports film?
No, some of those shit like films where it's like I'm a girl
She's
and like, I'm
stripper.
going to a new place. You remember what is it? Emily in Paris?
Oh yeah.
One of them sort of vibes.
Other recent things that annoyed me related to Christmas. A fucking little wanker from Love Actually that is in Queen's Gambit, and he hasn't aged a day. He's grown a couple of
Oh,
feet.
Cowboy.
Cowboy. His stupid outfit and stupid moustache. That moustache, you can see Nick. I've got some facial hair, right?
Yeah.
I'm 30 in 3 days' time.
Yeah.
I've got to the age where I've finally got enough stubble that it connects, and I've already got grey hairs in it. That's the sort of fuckery that this kind of like puberty to old age ratio is affording me. That little blonde wanker should not have got cast in the way that he is cast. He doesn't
What,
look
in the Queen's
masculine.
Gambit?
In all the leather, he's like dressed as the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah, but that's
With
the...
this pedo tash, thinking that he's hard. He's not fucking
No,
hard.
no,
I had
that's...
silver hair for a year. I wasn't hard, Nick. I wasn't cool. I wasn't clever. It was a fucking
When
it was
you
a
went-
mistake.
Firstly, when you went Super
He's a
Saiyan
mistake,
Jason,
yes.
when you went Super Saiyan Jason, it was great.
James Bond.
Also,
Oi, oi.
that is the point of the show, is that he's not as cool as he thinks.
Oh yeah, because they're all nerds.
They're all fucking nerds.
Ah.
So in this nerd world,
yeah, but that's
he's
my
the cool
problem. I'm a
guy.
fucking nerd. And I go, oh, I'm really cool. It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
but you're not good at chess.
I may learn to be so.
No one's good at chess.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but the point of that thing is that he's a fucking dweeb, but he's
Yeah,
the cool guy in the
But he's
club.
the cool dweeb.
He's
yeah.
a cool dweeb.
A queeb.
Like in storyline, he probably got bullied the shit out of
Yeah.
when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But now he's the cool.
But now
boy.
he's the maverick in a world of squares.
Yeah, he's the bad boy of chess.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he's. If it was actually a cool guy, it wouldn't make sense.
But
as a
he was
character.
still a dickhead.
That's the point.
Yeah. Well, all right. I see your point. But at the end of the
If
day,
it was actually a cool
I
guy,
was
it wouldn't
watching the fucking thing. You know, where is he from? I looked up actors from Malcolm in the Middle. I thought he's the little one from Malcolm. It took me. I thought, is he the fucking little kid from Stuart Little? He's not in Stuart Little.
work. The kid from the little vampire.
Yeah. And then I thought it was him. And you know when you're like, I know this person. Did I bother to look up the name in the credits in order to just find out straight away? No. I'm just sat there fucking angry, just going, your face annoys me.
It
and I don't know
generally
where it's
does
from.
look like someone just glued facial hair to him as a child.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
Yeah, he looks exactly. He looks old. He doesn't look older. He looks taller and with hair glued to his face. He doesn't look in any way different. But I got annoyed, frankly, just spending ages trying to work out where he was from. Queen's Gambit, by the way, very good series.
We've talked about this.
Really
We've
liked
already talked about how much.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm
Connection
saying,
to Love, actually, and
if we had to do Jeremy, if we had to do the top 5 of the year, Queen's Gambit is probably my number one.
As
show.
this is the last podcast of the year, shall we do an impromptu top 5?
Impromptu. Does that be something we've watched, or can it be? No, don't. No, 1 minute.
Well, I already know.
That was a very bad. Do you think does that have to be something we've seen this year,
yeah.
or does it have to be from this year? If I watched a film from like 2 years ago, but I only watched it this year, can I put it on my top of this year?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that makes it easy. Because I've not seen a lot from this year.
I know you fucking haven't. I'm trying to make you research.
Yeah.
Several times. Nick, can you watch this Batman thing for me, please? Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, but that's not from this year.
That was a year and a half ago. No, I'm joking. It is very good. There's some cool stuff out there. I would say, obviously, top of the list, blown away by Mandalorian. Just think the end of that. Right. There is nothing better out there right now than the Mandalorian series. Just it is tip top. Queen's Gambit, definitely in the top 5. Very good series. Number 3. What sort of films have I seen that I was really blown away by? I've obviously gone on a massive sort of Halloween horror kind of thing, but I don't know. What have you got? Any extras, Nick? I went back and I'd definitely say watching Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Like, I forgot how beautiful Ghost in the Shell is. Akira is quite violent and quite it's aesthetically ugly on purpose in order to tell part of its story. Whereas Ghost in the Shell I find to be this, like, it's just a gorgeous, like, the music and everything. I just find it so beautiful, and I just find it a very, like, religious kind of, like, experience of this thing that's telling this story from the very first, one of the very first things to tell that story of, like, consciousness and AI and stuff. For me, also, I was blown away by this documentary about a bunch of people that claim to know D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper is the only person in American history to have gotten away with the only in-air hijacking of all time. And so they tell the story of how he hijacked the plane, he had a bomb on him, then he requests so they land in one airport, let out all the passengers, then fire up the fucking plane with $200,000, and then he asks for all the fucking parachutes. And it's just this incredible documentary about the nature of, like, what it is to be, like, an infamous character. So he jumped out the plane at 10,000 feet and they never recovered the body.
Yeah.
And they don't know if he lived or died, but there's 4 or 5 different families and these people that tell this very intimate story of knowing this suspect that could have been D.B. Cooper. And it's just this kind of story of what it is to have known this, like, infamous criminal and a working class connection to a maverick that broke that challenged the system and got away with it scot free. And so it's on iPlayer. It's a brilliant documentary. That's 4. Top 5. I'll think of one more. You got some stuff there?
Well, for me, my number one I've watched this year. A few of these have been released from a few years ago because
Yeah. Oh, The Witcher. I would say The Witcher. I really like
Witcher?
The Witcher. Yeah.
Well, I think that's released last year, so
Good
are
point.
you going to count that as your? Because that tells me if you're going to count films.
I think I watched it. Oh wait, maybe I watched it end of last year and then rewatched it again this year. But I mean, I'm controversial. You don't agree with me, I know. I think The Mandalorian and The Witcher are basically the same story.
Well, no, I think
Geezer
no,
in
it's not
grey,
that it's
who's
not
hard as fuck, looks after a kid against all the world. Job done.
Well, it's not necessarily that I think that they're the same. I think you could make that argument about a lot of things that because it's like I'm a guy on my own, do my business. That can be that's like every Western film.
That's true.
I'm just a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Without looking into the details of it, like obviously, the details vary quite a bit. I do quite a good Witcher impression as well.
Hit me with it.
So when that witch or some woman goes, "What happened to your horns?" He goes, "I had them filed down." And so that's I've done Kermit, The Witcher, Brian Blessed. I think I've outdone myself in terms of movie and film, TV impressions. So go on. What are yours, Nick?
So these films aren't. Did you do a fifth? Your fifth was The Witcher. So these films aren't necessarily, or TV shows won't have been released this year. It's just when I finally watched them.
Yeah.
My number one is Queen's Gambit.
Right.
I was looking forward to this. I think a lot of people, this kind of shocked people about how good it was.
Yeah.
But I was actually looking forward to it for a while.
Yeah, I'd seen it in the news, so I knew it was being developed.
But I had I'm a big fan of Anya Taylor-Joy. Thoroughbreds is a magnificent film.
There we go.
Which I think a lot of people should watch. A lot of people didn't. It's got Anton Yelchin's final role.
Oh, cool.
R.I.P.
Nice.
In Thoroughbreds. I've been a big fan of her work for a while. And when it came out, I watched it like first day it came out because I was like, I know it's going to be good.
Yes.
And it was, and it's got me into chess.
Yeah. I'll play you at chess, mate.
I'll use a Sicilian maneuver, which is a thing I've heard, but I don't know what it is.
You can find out. All those things that like the Queen's
Gambit. That's the thing.
I've got to mention just quickly on thinking about documentaries. I think I take The Witcher back because that was 2019.
No, well, I'm going to be doing things from like a few years back.
Okay, but also I have to mention Borat because I think Borat is the most incendiary and impactful piece of work done in order, because of the political, cultural narrative of the time. Also, outside the top 5, but it's definitely up there. I love political documentaries. The Trump Show on BBC as well was just a play-by-play. There's loads of documentaries about the Trump and Republicans and stuff, but it just really hits home. And also the Murdoch Dynasty documentary explaining the phone hacking scandal and Murdoch's rise to power and taking over all of Western media, and his influence on Brexit and the Trump campaign. Like the whole thing. As a political person and liking, we're going to do a documentary podcast because I know you're vaguely a fan of documentaries, aren't you?
There's been a few documentaries I really liked.
Yeah. So I want to talk about particularly some of the most shocking documentaries I've seen. So there are a couple that I'm going to recommend to you that I don't know if you've seen, but there are massive twists that I got seeing the thing before having any explanation, even in the title. And there's a bit about documentaries there that I'd really like to talk about. But anyway, I'm stepping on your toes.
No, that's fine. I also saw my number 2 would probably this. I think it was from 2 years ago. Hunt for the Wilder People.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Taika Waititi, the guy who directed for Ragnarok, and Jojo Rabbit, which I've still not watched.
I still haven't watched that. I've heard mixed things. I don't know.
I've heard very good things from it, and I've been interested because I'm a big fan of him. He did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, so am I.
I really like his work. Hunt for the Wilder People is one of the funniest films I've watched in quite a while. The kid who I don't know his name, but he's in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, he's really funny.
And it's got Sam Neill in it for randomly, of all the people to get Sam Neill, who's not been in a film for fucking 6-7 years. He doesn't do films.
He was in Peaky Blinders though.
Was it? I don't watch.
He was in Peaky Blinders at the start of that.
I don't really watch Peaky Blinders. I'm not a big fan of the show.
No,
because my problem with Peaky Blinders is everyone's really really cool.
Yeah.
And nothing goes wrong for them, and they're the coolest guy in the room.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if your guys are just gonna steamroll everyone you go against.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Their
super
voices are quite
interested.
cool though. I like the brother with the moustache.
Oh, the crazy one.
What do I do, Arthur? I would go shoot some fucking people. Whatever you want to do. He's quite cool. Yeah, that was good as well. Nick is nodding. You can't see because it's
no, it wasn't bad, it
podcast.
wasn't
No,
bad,
I'm joking.
it
I'm
wasn't
joking. I need to calm down with those. Right, so we've got 2.
And probably the third best film I've watched, again, because I've not watched a lot of
No.
new films. But this one's actually from this year.
Yeah.
Horse Girl, which I've already brought up before on this podcast.
Yes.
Alison Brie.
Yes.
I don't know why I enjoyed it as much as I did.
Right.
I feel like it kind of just hit me at the very right time. It's a very interesting film. I want to say...
What's it about? I've forgotten.
A woman becomes convinced she was cloned.
Oh, wow.
And aliens cloned her.
Right.
Is
it magic realist or is it just
no,
a
it's
thriller?
very
Just
serious.
messed up in the head.
It's just messed up in the head. I think
Sounds
it's Alison Brie. She was in Community.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm a big fan of, and I really enjoyed it. It's a very. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone,
right?
Particularly, but I think it is a very, very good film. But I could see why some people would hate it.
Okay.
I am having to go through my list of
I
films.
know, mate. You don't have to do the top 5.
I know, but I'm just generally doing it because there's a lot of films I've watched. I'm trying to figure out which one was the best. Because I've watched a lot of films this week. Oh, of course, Colour Out of Space. Nick Cage on his most Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Colour Out of Space, H.P. Lovecraft.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I think I'd recommend it to you, but we were going to do a Nick Cage thing.
Yeah, we need to.
We realised there's 50 films we need to watch.
There's so much that we need to go back and observe.
Also, this film made me realise I'm actually incredibly basic.
Right.
So you know in The Big Bang Theory, there'll be Sheldon, can you have been faster? And then he'd be like, well, am I the Flash? And everyone laughs because he said the Flash, and that's a nerd reference. But he said the Flash. I know what he's talking about, so I clapped. I've always kind of seen myself above that.
Yeah, I hate
And then I watched The Colour Out of Space.
All right.
And it turned out I am not above that. As long as it's very specific to me, I'm as big a fucking man-child as anyone else.
Okay, fair
There's
enough.
bits where it's a casual thing where it's like Dunwich and Ipswich and Arkham. I'm like, it's from H.P. Lovecraft. It's from H.P. Lovecraft. And I freaked out and I realised that I'm just as big a child. It's just I'm a pompous arsehole when it comes to this.
We all. I mean, we're both hosting a podcast, so
yes, that'd be
probably fair to say that.
That is true. I also watched Prince of Darkness, one of John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. Someone told me to watch it.
Right.
I watched it. I really, really liked it. I don't think it's particularly good, but
Right.
I really, really
Why
liked
did you like it? Sell it to me.
It's just, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, when film kind of gets you in the right, like Horse Girl, it got me in the right moment.
Yeah.
Perfectly. It's got Alice Cooper playing a homeless man.
Okay.
It's a really good film.
Rate that.
And probably my fifth one, again, these aren't no specific order, these are just films I've watched, is The Brood by David Cronenberg.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Cronenberg. I like basically
got that fucking Possessor.
Possessor by
Cronenberg
Jr.
Yeah.
Who directed Antiviral.
That looks fucking so scary. Apparently it's fucking viscerally.
Yes,
fucking
Possessor
really
has been on
scary.
my radar for a few months now.
Sounds fucking
I'm a fan.
terrifying.
I'm a fan of Cronenberg and his son.
I'm impressed. Like, he seems to be in the same vein. He's got the
It's
same brain.
It's weird
like,
having a child of a famous person and them also being
really good.
At least he's talented.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people who just show up and be like, yeah, it's my son.
Yeah.
Football especially.
Yeah.
It's like Wright Phillips.
Brooklyn, who's been signed to Manchester United?
Rooney's son.
Rooney's son has been signed to Manchester United. Completely off topic with film records. The last one I do want to say, which has nothing.
The Brood, great film. Pregnancy's terrifying.
Do I want to know?
No.
Okay.
But it's a good film.
I want to just mention The Keep, because when we were doing the Halloween horror stuff and then the movie Monsters, I wanted to talk about, the greatest movie monsters of all time. So I read a bunch of articles about the greatest monster movies Well, they're not the best monster movies, but the best monsters in movies, right? And The Keep is one of them. This like fucking demon from the beginning of time that's just sound and light. He's just smoke and light at the beginning, and he becomes this giant, huge hench geezer with red eyes. And then like, so Ian McKellen's in it, and it was clearly like, I just fucking go and watch The Keep. A bunch of Nazis turn up to an ancient fucking like facility, and they're fucking scared. It's like fucking Indiana Jones on steroids, taking itself super seriously, and it's very, very good. And Ian McKellen's incredible in it, and it's a moody film. I want to watch it again. It was that good.
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick doesn't hate everything. Yay!
Yay!
And on that note, Merry fucking Christmas, everybody, on YouTube and across the world. From me, Jason Winter, and of good old Saint Nick. Merry Christmas. This has been the Final Cut Half Cut Christmas edition. Oi oi!
I hate you all.
Yeah.